So, Heart of Stone. Listen, I liked Red Notice. I thought Gal was good in Red Notice. Heart of Stone, I can't quite say I like this one. I won't quite say I hated it. Didn't quite love it though. But guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome in. The name is Leo Rydell. Here on Geekly Goods, we do reviews, reactions, and more on the latest Marvel, DC, movies, TV. Guys, we do it all here on the channel. So hit that subscribe button if you are new. And today I am here to review Heart of Stone, starring Gal Gadot, Jamie Dornan, Sophie Okonedo, Jing Lucy, Paul Reddy, Matthias Schweighöfer, I don't know if I'm saying that right, BD Wong, among others. There's actually one cameo in the film that I did not see a cast list about. I did not hear anything about her. She appears later on in the film and I was like, okay, that's awesome. Won't spoil it for you in case you want to go check this out, but there was a much bigger actress in the film later on and I was like, oh, okay, awesome. And it didn't really do much with the character, but still love to see her. But guys, this story is about Rachel Stone, who is an intelligence operative, the only woman who stands between her powerful global peacekeeping organization and the loss of its most valuable and dangerous asset. Guys, this was directed by Tom Harper, and I'm going to be honest with you, I just think this is pretty not good. It's not good, guys. I was trying very hard while watching the movie to find a couple of redeemable qualities about it, and I do think there are some good moments, especially with some of these characters. I do think Sophie Okonedo, I do also think Jamie Dornan put in some good work. I like the woman who plays Kea. She also plays Sita in RRR. She was great. Gal, great presence as usual, very charming. Her delivery's off, but that's usual. You always get those kind of awkward delivered lines. But this movie, it's generic. It's not that entertaining. The fight scenes are boring, which is so weird considering Netflix just came off of Extraction 2, which was some of the best action of the year. I mean, we've had a hell of a year between Extraction 2, John Wick 4, Mission Impossible. I mean, TMNT was very recently, it was an animated movie, but there was some action in that. We've had a hell of a year when it comes to action movies. Creed 3. I mean, guys, we've had a lot of great action films this year. And this just completely drops the ball, unfortunately. Let's talk about the story. So Gal Gadot's character, it can be a little confusing at first because I don't think it executes in a way that's, I don't know, clear. But she's working with MI6, and essentially MI6 doesn't know this, but she's also working for another organization called the Charter. And so there's like a twist in there that because she is like the van girl for MI6. She's the hacker, she's just in the van doing the hacking, but she's actually a field agent for the Charter. She kicks ass, she takes no names, she trusts nobody, she's a secret agent, super badass. They don't know that in MI6, so it's a little bit of like a plot twist for them. There's also a plot twist with Jamie Dornan's character that I thought was really cool and great and well cooked up. But the story, the problem is the heart that they're seeking controls everything around the world. And it's like, okay, how many times have we heard a storyline like that where one piece of tech is the keys to the castle of the entire planet? Oh wait, Mission Impossible earlier this year. So this is already a storyline that has been done better earlier this year with a higher budget, better action. So that really takes away from it from the jump. The action, let's talk about that. The action set pieces, not great, not well choreographed, not well lit, and edited pretty heavily, pulls away from punches. It just felt so inorganic, and so it felt like a movie. It felt like I was in a movie, or I'm sorry, watching a movie, instead of feeling like real and feeling like visceral and feeling so like edgy. It just didn't feel that way at all. The action was poorly lit. There was no great cinematography. The score, there was some weird cues with these scores because it was almost like there was a sequence in this movie where it was like a Wonder Woman type score, and it just did not match an espionage type film at all. It's too long. There's literally like a whole section in this movie that could be completely cut out. And it's far too long. I think you cut the cord on this one at like 135, 140 max. But we get to a certain point in the movie, a little bit after the twist with Jamie Dornan's character, and that part of the movie just does not feel fundamental at all. Gal's character and Kaya are in a desert, and they're found by someone else. They get taken to this village. It's just this weird stretch that just doesn't seem like it needs to even be in the movie. So there's part of the movie that can already be cut out. So not great pacing. The action is very minimal, held up next to Extraction 2 and other action movies. It's boring. Like, it's very boring. And I'll say there's some good ideas. The guy who plays the hacker, he's the same guy that was from Army of Thieves. That guy, he actually plays a good hacker. And I will say the acting in this is not bad. Like, there's not bad acting. If you like Gal Gadot, you'll like her acting here. But if you don't like her acting, she's about the same. I do think she's very wasted. It's weird that she doesn't have that much dialogue. Like, she very much is like kind of trying to do the mysterious assassin thing, I think, but she just doesn't have a lot of dialogue. And then there was like, in the beginning of the movie, it seems like Jamie Dornan's character and another character were like both really into her. And I was like, what's going on here? What are we doing? So the characters in the beginning too that are MI6 agents besides Jamie Dornan are very forgettable. It's just, unfortunately, it's not well written. The story is very generic. The action is boring. It's not well lit. There's no exciting cinematography. Gal is diving off of a plane or out of a jet or some kind of flying object at some point. And the cinematography is very shaky, weird shots. It just doesn't look good at all. The cinematography is just not good either. The score, like I had said earlier, doesn't match a lot of the time, but there's these weird kind of like espionage type of cues going on. And then later on in the movie, there's this very awkward Wonder Woman like score, and you're like, wait, why is this so grandiose? Like, this is a superhero movie. I know this is Wonder Woman here, but this is not the movie Wonder Woman. So I just found it to be very oddly placed in the film, and I don't think it needed to be in it at all. So the score feels a little off in places. It's just boring, honestly. I think I want to say like I said, there's some interesting ideas, and the heart piece, like, that's a cool idea. However, some of the motives are very half-baked. The villain's motives are a little half-baked. I wanted to get more of Kaya. She's a hacker, so she's a computer girl, but I kind of wanted her to be a fighter too. And I think they took away from her character, not making her a fighter as well. But all in all, guys, I was very bored and not very entertained with Heart of Stone. I'm trying to think of anything else that I could just say that's maybe good about it, but unfortunately, it's just not that great. Very, very undercooked. It felt like there were some good ideas that just needed to be in the oven a little while longer and really flesh out a story that just is more exciting, more grand, but it just didn't get there, guys, and it felt generic, boring, and flat. Guys, if I had to give a rating for Heart of Stone, unfortunately, I'm going with a 4 out of 10. This was not good. Good ideas, good actors, a cool cameo in there, but unfortunately, I was so underwhelmed. It was very half-baked. Character motives were half-baked. Story was boring. Action was boring. Choreography, cinematography, boring. Editing away from the action. It's just very, very undercooked. And I wonder if this had been given to another director. I wonder what would happen. I'm curious. Maybe some of the direction also is not that great. But like I said, the acting's not terrible. So I just was very, very underwhelmed here. And man, I love you, Gal, but post Wonder Woman, it just hasn't been a great experience as good. I mean, listen, I did not really like Death on the Nile, but I did like Red Notice. It just kind of disappeared though, and it was very forgettable. Like if you told me to like explain Gal Gadot's scenes in those movies, I would have no idea how to break it down. So unfortunately, Gal, after Wonder Woman, has been rough. And then as I'm watching the movie, breaking news, Wonder Woman 3 is actually not in development. Guys, it's a mess over at DC right now, but that's a video for another day. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments. How do you feel about Heart of Stone? Are you looking forward to it? I hope you enjoy it more than I did, because I was so bored. Like, I was clicking in other screens. I was bored, guys. I was bored. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Y'all, we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.